Tina grew this squash and it reminds me of something. I'm not sure exactly what, but what do you got in your pouch?
Bye. Tomatoes.
Ooh, and you got green onions. Nice.
Green onions. Bye, marigolds.
And Olaf is trained not to go in the garden. And he's very good at being trained on where not to go. So he doesn't go in there. Because he's very big and he just stomps stuff.
Bless you. I don't
Oh, Mama, please pet me. Please pet me. A few people had asked, what's going on with Olaf? Did he go away? Did you guys get rid of him? He's still here. He's kind of funny. He rarely comes out on the property this far with us. He's kind of a chicken about going very far from the yurt. He loves sleeping next to the yurt, and the shop is just his zone. He's never on leash. He's never on tether. We can leave for days at a time, and he will stay home. So, in that way, he's such a good dog. Like in the shop, he's allowed in the main room of the shop. The dog food and the cat food is stored 5 feet away in another room of the shop, and he just knows he's not supposed to go there. And he totally respects rules like that. He's not supposed to go on the deck, and he doesn't. So, he's such a good dog. He's a 10 out of 10 dog in pretty much every way at this point, except he's so stinky and slobbery. So when guests come over, if they don't love dogs, they don't love Olaf, because he is a lot of big, stinky, smelly dog. But he's great. We love him. And yeah, we're well over the issue we had with him killing chickens. We've realized that we just had to train him to never go near the chickens at all. Because we think what would happen is if a chicken escaped its poultry netting and Olaf got excited and looked at it and kind of started to get interested, if the chicken started like a runaway kind of reaction, Olaf would get fired up and chase it. And we think it ended up where a chicken would try to get back in the pen, get stuck, Olaf would be all fired up and grab it. And then he's a huge dog. Once he had the chicken, he probably didn't know what to do other than play with it like it was a football until it died. So, but we haven't had that issue in over a year, right? It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
We checked his vet records and he would have just turned 5 this summer or this month in September sometime. I know, I think he's turning 5. Or was he turn? I'll check again. But he's 5 or 6. So for a dog his size, he's well over half. He's well into middle age. And he's a good boy. He's so handsome and fluffy and good-natured. He just has so many secretions. Like, look at that. Even goop comes out of his eyes. And
It's not an infection.
his eyes, his mouth, his ears, they're all leaky.
He kind of has that basset hound, like, droopy eyes.
Yeah. But Olaf is great. And Olaf is going to live out his days here. There's the dam of the new pond. We're way up in the northeast corner of the property. The highest point of elevation of the property is the corner up here. And the reason we did the pond here is because it's really wet and marshy back here most of the year. You can see a lot of this swampy grass. And that continued up into where the pond is now. So the goal is to capture all that spring water that was kind of creating this marsh, make a nice pond out of it, and then this berm you can see here is the drainage ditch I've dug for the overflow. So if the pond overfills, it'll come out back up there at the top and kind of run through this series of ditches. And so these ditches cut downhill. And my goal here is that none of this area will be just so wet it is marshy anymore. The excess moisture should be caught in these ditches and slowly move downhill. And so hopefully what we'll see is these spots that have this marshy grass will be converted into much nicer pasture grass over the next few years. So I'm going to send the drone up and show you guys some shots of this new pond and then fly downhill, because we had time to do just a tiny little bonus pond below this one, where if excess moisture makes it all the way, say, a few hundred yards down that way, on the other side of that tree line, we put a little tiny pond. So I'll send the drone up and show you that. Dina and Ivy are walking down from the path back there, from that, we'll call it the top pond, the pond at the highest elevation. And then excess water, if it drains out of that pond, would come through that series of ditches through here And then this is a tiny little pond. With my skid steer, I drafted out a tiny little version of it, and then when we had the great big excavator here, when we were heading down to near the yurt to fix up that pond, we just spent an hour right here and made this little pond. And I'm not sure if it's going to be able to hold water year round or not. I don't know how much water will make it here, but it's another spot where above it here you can see this swampy grass that sometimes it's too wet, and so I'll keep an eye on it this winter and make sure ditches are kind of draining that water towards the pond. And then if this pond overflows, it'll send this water out that way and then across this field. So I think it'll help a lot. You can see that up here it was in rough shape anyways, with swampy grass and then blackberries. Not much nice stuff growing up here. So we'll tinker with it, see if it works or not. Here's the equipment shed. Pretty much completely done. Metal roof on it. All the bracing, permanent bracing of those 45s put on, and all the temporary bracing pulled off. Really happy with how it looks. We decided to do bracing against the rafters like that, and it really made it nice and solid. So main thing to do next is get gravel imported and spread around over there, finish cleaning it up, and then use it for equipment storage, and then start building shelving systems and really store a lot of stuff in here, because it's the most square footage of storage space we have now. Okay, and here's the main pond. The excavation crew really smoothed and leveled out the main dam. Especially this side we're so happy with. Just a nice, gentle, smooth slope leading towards the yurt. Because when we first bought the place, there was basically just a tall wall right here. The dam was way taller than it needed to be, and not very wide. So it just kind of created a wall where you didn't even know a pond was there until you walked up over it. So this is the state of it. We know as soon as we start getting rain, it's going to fill up very fast, just because so much water comes down to this point on the property. Even now, after I closed the valve, it's very, very slowly gaining water, which is, it's really impressive to me, that because here we are in early September, it hasn't rained in over 2 months, and there's still spring flow towards it. So we are always going to have a lot of water there. And then we did grass seed, which was a mix of fescue, orchard grass, and ryegrass. And then we covered it with hay to prevent erosion to start with. You know, when the first rain hits, it would really erode away a lot of dirt. If it was bare dirt, it maybe would take the seeds downhill a ways away from where we wanted them. And then this hay is also going to break down and help get healthy soil started too. So this is what it looks like. End of summer 2022. Really excited to just let the pond be full, stay full, and really just keep improving this area. You know, I'll clean up these log piles. We'll try to make that field up there nicer. It'll be the same kind of project of building up soil and draining excess moisture in the winter to get it going, and this will be a really nice place within the next year or two. So very excited about that. It was a ton of work. Tina's sister Sarah was here and was a great sport about helping us move rocks, because down here this soil is incredibly rocky. If you dig, you just find rock after rock after rock. So we picked up a bunch of rocks. It's not perfect, but it's a heck of a lot better. You can probably drive our lawnmower over it without just destroying the blade on rocks now. And then seed and hay, and it's just waiting for rain. We need rain to grow grass. We need rain to fill up the pond. We need rain to knock the smoke out of the air and help put out fires on the west coast. We just need rain. Here's what the new chicks look like. They're as big as their mama. Mama's over there, and there are the other ones. We really want some females of that gray bird there, a lavender americana, but we're nervous that that's yet another male. We'll see. But tonight we are going to add them to the existing chicken flock and combine them all together. So this is their last couple hours right here, and then they'll have a lot more free ranging to do, and we'll let you know how they do and if these were boys or girls. And the plan is next year, this mama, we're gonna mark her. We're calling her Black Velvet because she's so soft, and we're gonna mark her legs with some extra bracelets just so we remember she was such a good mother. And we'll try to hatch a dozen eggs out of her and maybe pick another girl and hatch another dozen eggs from another mama next year and do a better, bigger turnover of the flock next year with fresh hatching. Olaf's headed down to get himself some water. He can go to the creek and get water whenever he wants. Tina and Sarah picked out some patio furniture. It arrived and Tina and I put it together. What do you think?
Ash fell that afternoon.
Yeah, the wind shifted and some smoke and ash started arriving. So there's a little ash on it.
But we're happy with it. We just have to figure out what we want where.
Yeah, but we really like this sitting area back here. And then I need to build a nice kind of cedar picnic table because this poor ugly table needs to go. It was actually sitting on a burn pile one time. And then one summer we were like, we need an outside table. So we went and pulled this out of the burn pile. And we've been using it. And I took the belt sander to it earlier this year to clean up the top. But yeah, it needs to go. And of course the great big boxes that the furniture came in, James wanted to build a box for it. Hello.
Hey.
Nice box for it. He really wants to have a sleepover in it, and I told him I would do it, but then the smoke was pretty bad, and I didn't want to sleep outside, and I didn't want him to sleep outside, so we'll see. Maybe tonight.
We're hoping we'll have nice fall evenings out here.
Yes.
After the smoke clears.
Clear the smoke and hopefully fewer wasps. We've had more mosquitoes this year than we usually do as well.
Yeah.
So there's just, I guess every summer is going to be a little different.
Yep.
What else is going on? The kids, Arya and James, went back to school. Arya is a
5th grader?
5th grader, and she likes her teacher, and she's reading Harry Potter 7. She's been churning through Harry Potter.
Yep.
You like it?
James is in 1st grade.
James is a 1st grader.
He likes his teacher, and Ivy's in mommy baby school.
Ivy's in stay home with mama and count and read books and play.
And play on the chairs.
And she is saying new words every day right now. She's just saying and learning so much.
Are you going to sit on that chair? Oh, bug. Let's get the bug.
A bug.
Got it.
What word should we get Ivy to say?
Ivy, can you say alligator? Good job. Alligator.
Nice one.
She has fun with
Nice
that one.
one. How about, can you say mama? Arya. Yeah, you can say,
Hi, Oli.
hey Ivy, what does a cat say? What does a dog say? What does a dog say?
Ruff.
Ruff.
No.
We don't want the dogs to bark at the cats. That's what you mean by that?
Cat.
Yeah. Hey Ivy, what does a goat say? Yep.
No.
What else does what does a chicken say?
Eh, eh.
Good one.
What does a sheep say?
What does a sheep say?
Ba.
Bah.
What does the pig say? Oink,
Unk,
oink.
unk.
What's the cow say?
Woo.
Good one. Yay, smart baby.
Duckies.
No, no.
No, Aria.
Naughty.
All right.
didn't even know what duck.
Let's say bye to everybody. Ivy, can you say bye-bye?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. We'll see you all after some rain.
Yay.
Woohoo!
Restless, right? Restless. Snort and snuff. What do the dogs say?
These are so big. I use them like a skirt.
It's quiet. What do you say? What does Ivy say?
Boo.
Ivy says moo.
Ivy says no. I would say no too.